And that's a 15-year felony. So if you are found guilty by a jury, you can go to prison for up to 15 years. So Mr. Musgrove, I know where you're going with this, and none of that is valid. None of that is law.
I'm not the all caps name. Of course.
None of that is valid. None of that is law. You are standing in my courtroom. I have jurisdiction over you. Still a crime. Still a crime.
But I'm not
still
a corporation. I'm a living person.
Yep, and that's why you're standing in front of me. If you were dead, the case would be dismissed. So, Mr. Dagger Margosian, how do you wish to proceed?
Well, Your Honor, I am aware that Mr. Musgrove wants to present information to the court. I'm happy to be standby counsel if he wants to represent himself. Obviously.
Welcome back, guys. I've got another insane sovereign citizen court hearing for you today, and this one is wild. This dummy got brought into court for embezzling $60K. Like, how do you steal that much money and still think the law doesn't apply to you? The judge in this case is an absolute legend. She doesn't play around and shuts down every bit of his made-up nonsense with pure confidence and just the right amount of sarcasm. You can tell she's dealt with sovereign citizens before because she has zero patience for fake legal jargon and imaginary laws pulled from the depths of Facebook. What do you guys think? Should people like this even be allowed to represent themselves when they clearly don't know how laws work? Let me know your thoughts, and let's go ahead and dive into this video.
Court would have to go through the colloquy of that, but obviously it's Mr. Musgrove's legal right to at least ask the court to do that. So I'm here to observe at this point.
All right. So, Mr. Musgrove, when you were at the bench or up at the podium before, you said that you were appearing on behalf of yourself. So, Mr. Musgrove, are you asking to no longer have counsel represent you?
Well, what I'm understanding is that the courts is a private for-profit.
So, Mr. Musgrove, I know where you're going with this, and none of that is valid. None of that is law.
I'm not the all caps name. Of course.
None of that is valid. None of that is law. You are standing in my courtroom. I have jurisdiction over you. So.
I tried to file paperwork with the clerk's office ahead of time so that you would have time to review it, and they denied me.
I know what you're talking about. None of that is valid under the law of the state of Michigan or the Constitution of the United States of America.
What do you mean it is?
No.
The Supreme Court says it is.
What does it say it is?
The Supreme Court says that if we were at the age of 18, we were supposed to claim our minor status.
Nope, not valid.
So for those who don't know, the all caps excuse this guy keeps going on about is straight out of the Sovereign Citizen Starter Pack. Basically, since their name is written in all capital letters on legal documents like a birth certificate, and they don't usually write their name like that in daily life, they somehow believe that that means the court has no power over them, which has got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, my jaw actually dropped the first time I found out people seriously believe that. And if they truly think the court can't touch them, why do they even bother showing up in the first place? What do you guys think about this nonsense? Let me know down in the comments, and let's get back into this mess.
Okay.
So here's what I would say to you. Mr. Dagger Margosian is, like most of our public defenders, exceptional attorneys and very well versed in the law and very experienced. He gives legal advice. You may not like the legal advice, but it's usually good advice. I've never had anyone from the public defender's office not wholeheartedly try to represent their clients. So what you are talking about is not valid, and it is not going to get you out of this case. You're not going to be able to say all those things because it's not valid.
Everyone involved in this court case has a financial interest in the case. I
don't have a financial interest in your case. I get paid by the state of Michigan, whether you plead, whether it gets dismissed. I don't make any money off you. We have budgets. The court system is not a profit generating revenue. We are here to represent people so that people who are charged with crimes are protected. People who are victims of crimes are protected. And that's why we have
But in
all
order
these.
for there to be a crime, there has to be a victim. There is no.
Well, there is a victim in this case
The victim
because
would be the company. And the
you are
company,
charged.
I can't face. the
Actually,
company.
just hold on. So your crime that you are charged with, which you are innocent as of this time, let me grab the right file, is failure. Oh, this is let me see. This is an embezzlement charge. So you are charged in count 1 with embezzlement 50,000 or more, but less than 100,000. That being an agent, servant, or employee of Hardwoods of Michigan Industries did convert to your own use without the consent of your employer or principal industrial tools and equipment in the amount of $68,938.40 or money or equipment. And that's a 15-year felony. So if you are found guilty by a jury, you can go to prison for up to 15 years. You're charged in count 2 with using a computer to commit a crime. To facilitate the charge in count 1, that carries a maximum penalty.
This wise guy really wants a jury trial after that mess? You've got to be joking. It's like he's asking for the harshest sentence possible, because after hearing all that sovereign citizen nonsense spill out of his mouth, a jury's gonna toast him like a marshmallow at a bonfire. I don't get why they always demand a jury trial the second they realize the judge isn't buying their "I'm not subject to your laws" routine. Maybe they're hoping some random juror will secretly be a fellow sovereign citizen ready to go full conspiracy mode in the deliberation room. But let's be real, the odds of that are basically 0. What do you guys think? Does this guy stand any chance in front of the judge, let alone a jury? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's dive back in.
Of up to 10 years in prison, and the way the statute's set up, I can actually stack those possibly. So you potentially could be looking at up to 25 years in prison. So the victim that's alleged in this would be that business.
Right, and I can't face that accuser because that business can't get on the stand for me to ask questions, and a third party.
But their
can't stand
representative
it.
can. Yes, they can. Yes,
They
they
can?
can. Yes, they
Okay.
can. So I have 189,000 of student loan debt that was forgiven to be a lawyer. You do not. And Mr. Dagger Margosian, Mr. Isaac Sneed, all of the attorneys here went to law school to know the law, and their job is to advise you of the law. So
Yeah,
yes, they
they're
can.
going-
Yes,
They're
you
going
can be
by
charged.
everything,
You
all the
can't-
laws and statutes that you guys go by
Are
for
legal.
corporations. They're for
Still a crime. Still a crime.
But I'm not
Still a
a business
crime.
corporation, I'm a living person.
Yep, and that's why you're
Okay.
standing in front of me. If you were dead, the case would be dismissed.
Yeah, the all caps name is that.
That means nothing. That's not valid. It's
Okay.
not legal.
right.
So do you want to represent yourself, or do you want to have an attorney to represent you?
I need some time to think.
Okay, so I'm gonna set this for another pretrial on March 20th at 8:30 in the morning. And Miss Adams, could I get a notice of hearing for Mr. Musgrove?
What did you guys think about this whole mess? Because honestly, this guy has absolutely lost it. I really think the judge is going to hit him with the max penalty he can get away with, just for wasting everyone's time with his nonsense. He rambled more than a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, and half of it didn't even make sense. Like, I swear I lost brain cells just sitting through it, and I've seen a lot of these sovereign citizen cases. He wasn't even the worst sovereign citizen I've ever seen, but that all caps argument still blows my mind. Out of everything you could say in court, you really think "that's not my name" because it's in capital letters is gonna hold up? Imagine walking into a courtroom and thinking you just dropped a legal nuke, but the judge is sitting there trying not to laugh. I'll give the judge some credit though, he stayed pretty chill through all that and still managed to keep the case moving. Yeah, he let the guy talk a little too much for my taste, but at least it didn't spiral into total chaos. Let me know what you guys think about this case down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more courtroom craziness like it, make sure to like and subscribe. I post every single day, so there's always more coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.